Episode 39. Slut. You're dead. Scooped up by Jackson all of a sudden, Mary could not help throwing her arms around his neck. Jackson quickly walked into the bedroom and threw her onto the bed. Bouncing on the soft mattress, Mary felt his body on top of her immediately. Covering her mouth, Jackson was as rough as always. He quickly ripped apart her silk lingerie and caressed her breasts. Mary couldn't help moaning, but soon stopped herself. She panted and cried, "Jackson, not today!" "Why?" "I just had my period." Jackson calmed himself down and stood up, reaching for a cigarette in his pocket. Mary rubbed her stomach and frowned. "You just made my cramps worse. Why are you so horny?" Hearing that, Jackson threw himself on top of her with the cigarette between his fingers, puffed some smoke on her face and said, "I'm always horny for you, and you alone." Smelling the strong perfume on his body, Mary smirked. "You don't believe me?" "I do." Mary knew that if she said no, Jackson would probably disregard her period and do whatever he wished. "Great. You need to know that as long as I am alive, you belong to me." Jackson sat up and asked her with half a smile, "You know the wife of Jake?" "How is that your fucking business?" "What?" Jackson raised an eyebrow, put out the cigarette, and approached her again. "It is indeed my fucking business. Feel it. It hurts." Mary squeezed his erection and said calmly, "It is quite stiff." "So? You deserve it." Mary was not being nice. Jackson was so pissed that he smiled. But this was the type of woman he liked. If Mary was anything different, he would not be interested in her. "However, did you give her the stupid idea?" "What idea?" Jackson glanced at her suspiciously and said, "She wants to divorce Jake." Mary was a bit surprised, then felt it was understandable. She shook her head and said, "It wasn't me." "Great. You better stay away from her. Otherwise, Jake would say that my lady is a bad influence on this." "You worried about that?" "Not really. The only thing I'm worried about is that she would run away with another guy." Hearing that, Mary felt her heart had skipped a beat. She became nervous for some reason. She was extremely close to Jackson physically, so her reaction was immediately noticed by him. Jackson was only joking, but suddenly felt alarmed by Mary's reaction. "There is really someone?" His tone sounded dangerous. Mary dodged eye contact and quickly said, "What guy could be there other than you?" Jackson smirked and went to shower. What Mary did not see was how stern his face looked. Serena had been practicing at the best martial arts studio in Austin for more than half a month. She had zero experience, but could already fight someone who came to the studio earlier than her. Her coach gave her a lot of compliments on her talent. It was the bi-weekly assessment today, and Serena got an A. When she was about to go to her locker and change, a man blocked her way. "Serena, it is still early. You want to come to dinner with me? Do you like Chinese food?" It was Coach Dean from the studio who taught free boxing, wearing a tight black t-shirt. He looked rather intimidating. Being too muscular did not necessarily give someone a good look. Serena did not really appreciate a bodybuilding maniac like him. Serena frowned and wanted to walk past him. "Thank you. I have dinner waiting for me at home." Where do you live then? Can I give you a ride? It's all right. I can go back on my own. It is not really convenient to take a taxi. I have a car, and it would be more convenient if you join me. There is really no need. Thank you, Coach Dean. Coach Dean blocked her way and looked annoyed. Are you looking down on me? I have asked you out several times now, and waited for you every time the class is over. You think I have nothing better to do? I am married. I do not believe you. You say that every time, but I've never seen your man picking you up. You think I'm dumb? Serena's face became gloomy as she said, Coach Dean, there is a proverb, and I wonder if you have heard of it. Coach Dean was pleased by the fact that she was talking to him, and quickly asked, Which proverb? Good dogs never get underfoot. She said that aloud. The onlookers all chuckled hearing her words. Coach Dean became extremely upset and grabbed her arm as she walked past him. Bitch! Who are you calling a dog? Serena felt the pain and said, Whoever responded. Damn bitch! Coach Dean bristled, ready to hit her. Seeing a palm larger than her face approaching, Serena became pale, gritted her teeth, and kicked him in the groin. Coach Dean screamed and crouched with his hands on the crotch. The onlookers did not expect that Serena would react so fiercely, and involuntarily clenched their legs. Serena smiled coldly and said, You deserve that. As she was leaving, Coach Dean groaned. Get her! Slut! You're dead! 4 strong men soon besieged Serena. She could not even get away if she had wings. What do you want? Seeing those people, Serena felt nervous, but tried to act calm. There are cameras everywhere. Coach Dean slowly stood up with cold sweat on his forehead. Gritting his teeth, he chuckled and said in a low voice, Just wait and see. Take her away. Serena felt scared and quietly reached for something in her pocket. Using her fingerprint to unlock her phone, she blindly tapped where she remembered to be her contacts and dialed a random number.